Hello everybody, and welcome back to the PoorMansChemist. In this video, we are going to be making platinum dichloride, trying the exact way that we use to make the palladium dichloride dihydrate. The Handbook of Preparative and Organic Chemistry reads like this will work. I am very hopeful. According to the textbook, platinum black and hydrochloric acid, bubble chlorine through it, will give us a solution that is a mixture of tetrachloroplatinic acid and hexachloroplatinic acid, which when we evaporate down should give us a residue of platinum dichloride. Again, this is exactly what we did with the palladium. In theory, this will give us a hydrate, although I can't find a formula for platinum dichloride hydrate anywhere. The palladium salt forms a dihydrate. Platinum is the heavier congener of palladium, so it would stand to reason that it will also be a dihydrate. I don't know. I will keep trying to find a definitive answer on this. But we have the same setup that we used for the palladium. We have our chlorine gas generator with about 6 molar HCl in the addition funnel. It's about a 50-50 mix of water and concentrated HCl. We have a suspension of trichloroisocyanuric acid in the flask there on top of the burner, which is on a burner just to warm it up if I need to. It's pretty fucking cold out here. And it's suspended in water. The gas will bubble through, come into the graduated cylinder on the stir plate there. The gas will bubble through the solution, and hopefully all of this will work out just fine. If it does, it'll be pretty goddamn sweet, because then platinum 2 chemistry opens up to us beyond potassium tetracyanoplatinate. That's the only platinum 2 compound I've been able to successfully make. But I would very much so like to make Magnus's green salt and cisplatin and other platinum 2 compounds. Been wanting to do this for a long time. Every fucking time I have tried to make platinum dichloride, I have failed. So, fingers crossed that chem gods smile on this effort. And with that said, here we go. All right, everyone, so here is the final product of our chlorination. It is a dirty yellow liquid. I let it settle in the graduated cylinder for a little bit, and I could see that not all of the palladium black converted. I'm not surprised. This was a very difficult reaction. I chlorinated the ever-living shit out of this thing for over an hour. I think most of it converted. What I'm going to do now, since it's still saturated with chlorine and it's colder than a fucking witch's tit out here, man, which I think is causing a problem, I am going to put this beaker in a foil. I'm going to put a watch glass over it, and I'm going to heat it up on the hot plate, and we're going to see what happens. Hopefully more goes into solution. I don't know. We may have to heat this up and chlorinate it more. Hopefully we can get away with this, with just heating it up and then filtering it and going from there. Let's heat it up and let's see what that gets us. All right, so I guess I should tell you guys, I keep forgetting to mention this. the hot plate has kind of sort of started working again. It's doing the exact same thing that one of my old hot plates did, where the heat now can either be off or it can be cranked all the way up to where it's like being heated by the infernos of hell. So it's either nothing or it's at maximum, which makes it great. There's no control over it. But I'm just turning it on and off in bursts, and we just hope it keeps working, because I have to stir this, I have to heat this, and I have to bubble some gas through this. It looks like heating it is doing good things for us. I just think we need to chlorinate it more. It's not going to be terribly efficient in this beaker, unfortunately, but I will do what I can. So here goes nothing. All right, so this thing has been heating and stirring and has had the absolute bejesus chlorinated out of it. This is our final product. Doesn't look like it's changed very much. We are going to filter this through a cotton plug, I hope. Yes. And we are going to very, very much hope that the shit that we want is in solution. I know. It figures that I would lose the stir bar because I wasn't thinking about it. That's all right. We get it back. Now, I have no idea what this stuff in suspension is. I'm not going to throw it out. Something tells me if I treat it with a little nitric acid, like a little dilute warm aqua regia, it will dissolve. And so, I mean, it's probably just, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but hopefully it can be recovered and recycled if it's platinum. Oh! I think I know what that shit is. See, there's no way this could have been completely 100% pure, because I rushed it a little bit, because I just wanted to get the video going. It already took me 2 days longer to get this started than I thought it was going to. I'll bet you anything that there was a little bit of potassium or ammonium ion in there, and that is potassium or ammonium hexachloroplatinic. But look at this shit. Huh. There is not, I hope that's showing up well. I can't tell. The sun is so fucked up. It's, you know, filming in winter, it's ridiculous. I would expect that stuff. Oh my God, will you please focus? You piece of okay, seriously? Thank you. I would expect it to still be yellow if there was an appreciable amount of that stuff. We'd be able to see it on the surface. Most of it is probably trapped down in the cotton plug, but still. This is good. This is a good sign. I don't see any black either from leftover platinum block. Well, this is very good. This is extremely encouraging. Holy sheep shit, people. I think this might be working. Well, let's not tempt the chem gods yet. Let's see what this gets us. We got to evaporate this shit down now. I am probably going to try evaporating off at least down to about 100 mils so I can transfer it to an evaporating dish. Okay, check this out. There's really not a lot of stuff in the cotton plug. There's a little bit. I hope that's focused. The glare of the sun's making it very hard for me to see. But there's a little bit, but not a whole lot. And I don't really see any black. So apparently that second chlorination was the way to go, man. Fantastic. This is great. This means that I think everything has been wildly successful. Yay, up to this point anyway. Let's evaporate it down and let's see if this works. So what I'm going to do is I am going to carefully evaporate it down on the hot plate of flaming death to about a little less than 100 mils, and then I'm going to transfer it to an evaporating dish to go the rest of the way. So I will come back once the volume is reduced, unless something comes up between now and then that's worth reporting. All right, so we've got everything in the evaporating dish, evaporating down now. Now comes for the super fun part of evaporating this down, reconstituting with water, evaporating down, reconstituting until we finally get what we want. I hope to God we get what we want, because this has been a lot of work. I don't know. There is a little bit of precipitate in there. I'm pretty sure that has to be ammonium hexachloroplatinic. I am really, really hoping that it will just break down and the ammonium ion will just go away as ammonium chloride. That would be nice if that happens. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Anyway, I will come back when there is something else to report. Okay, everybody. So I evaporated this down until it was almost completely dry this morning and put it in the desiccator before I went to go do the shit job for most of the morning and afternoon. Fuck my life. And there we go. Our dried, what should be mostly hexachloroplatinic acid with a little bit of ammonium hexachloroplatinate. Isn't that nice? That is actually more than I thought I was going to end up with. That's quite a bit. Thank you, Backyard Science 2000. See, I did eventually get around to using it for something, brother. Sorry it took so long. That is really beautiful, man. That's really something. This stuff should... Oh, yeah, it is. Very hygroscopic. I can already see it starting to liquefy just sitting out here in the air in the time I've taken it out. Holy shit. Okay, well... let's pop it back in here and let me show you the setup that I've got and what we're about to do with this thing. Let's just keep it dry there, as dry as possible. All right, what I've got going on over here, we've got our handy dandy toaster oven, and I've had this thing going now for a while, so I can make sure it is going to be at just the right temperature, because the textbook says to initially decompose this at 150 C. Well, I mean, if there's one thing I know about this fucking thing, it's that this temperature knob here, yeah, that's more of a guideline, really. That's not all that precise. It's reading 225, but the empty evaporating dish in here that I put in here and got the temperature on is reading, yeah, 280 Fahrenheit. So, but it's at 137 to 138 Celsius. When I'd had this thing closed up for a little while, it was initially reading just under 145. So I think this is good. We can do our initial decomposition in this. Just switch out our empty evaporating dish. This thing is so starting to rust on the inside, which is why I gotta keep everything covered up with foil so that shit doesn't drop down. In fact, okay, yeah, that's kind of hot. All right, let's just do this up here so we don't get any jizz in our stuff. I already had a few particles of tree jizz. We don't need toaster oven jizz in it. Okay, there we go. Now we just need to let it bake and come back and check it in a little while and hope to God it doesn't decompose all the way to platinum. So, I'll come back when there's something to report. Okay, everyone, so I dried this stuff at about 145 C for an hour and a half yesterday, and you can see it has turned kind of a brownish yellowish color. I think this is good. This was just our preliminary decomposition, so what we need to do now, I swear this stuff looks like it's absorbing water, is grind it up. Let's see, can you guys actually see what I'm doing here? Yeah, it might help if you could actually see things. Here we go. I'm not sure what this dark stuff is. I'm thinking that's probably platinum. But the textbook says we will end up with a little bit of residual platinum, I think. We can separate our stuff from it, since platinum dichloride will dissolve in hydrochloric acid, whereas platinum black will not. Okay, so we got kind of a, I don't know, kind of a brownish powder. I expect our final product to be brownish in color, just because everything I've seen says that palladium dichloride is brown. If we were drying this in an atmosphere of chlorine, I think we would end up with platinum tetrachloride. Did I say palladium earlier? I have had such a hard time this entire video remembering to say platinum instead of palladium. I don't know what it is, guys. You don't know how many clips I have had to refilm because I have made that mistake. But I can't really refilm this one, so we're stuck with it. I really hope I'm like catching all the instances of me making that mistake in the editing. All right, so there is our stuff. Now, the temperature in our oven. Let's see what we've got here. This thing is at maximum. Let's see, it's on Celsius. Okay. Ow. 303 degrees Celsius. 304. This thing is only supposed to go up to 450 Fahrenheit. That's 232 C. This thing is considerably hotter than it is supposed to be. Probably get some tongs. I don't feel like burning the piss out of myself today. There we go. All right. Well, it's not 350 or 360, but we'll give it a try. Leaves us some wiggle room. Oh, man. Oh, this is make or break time, kiddies. It's either going to work or it won't. If this doesn't cut it, we're going to have a harder time because I'm going to have to come up with something that will hit very close to 350 without going over it. I think 360 is the max that all the literature I've seen says that you can go with this before it's going to start breaking down. So yeah, fingers crossed. I guess we just let this go for a while. I don't know, maybe an hour is good. Sure, why not? God. I don't care, man. This is becoming a video one way or another. Even if it doesn't work, it's still being turned into a video. I am committed at this point. Oh, I hope the chem gods smile on me. Okay, everybody. I'm done playing Betty fucking Crocker now. This has been heating for 2 hours, as high as this thing will go. So it's been around 300 C. And I think, yes, this is turning out beautifully. Platinum dichloride, I see I caught myself that time, should be a brownish color. This is going beautifully. It looks like it's still got a little while longer to go. So I am going to grind this again and heat it some more and just keep going with this until the color is finally uniform. But, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and call it. This is working. This is happening. This is fucking amazing. I swear to God, I have been working on this fucker for like more than a week now. And just to see it actually working out is better than sex, drugs, and rock and roll all combined into one. This is bliss. Oh, man. Thank God. So, keep going, and I will come back when we're ready to wrap this up. Okay, everybody, so this is what I've got after baking the ever-living shit out of this stuff for 4 hours. At the maximum temperature. I mean, it's kind of slightly yellowish brown. It is about what I would expect. Um, uh, I'm not thrilled about the fact that I haven't been able to hit, the 360 the literature talks about. But I think that if I try to go any higher, it's going to be very risky. We're going to end up with hot spots in the solid, even though there's not a whole lot of it, and I'm just very, very concerned that we'll lose stuff. Now, what we need to do now is the step that I've been dreading. We need to mix a little water in this in order to remove any residual hexachloroplatinic acid. The only thing that should be left behind is platinum 2 chloride, and that will be it. We'll just need to dry it again in the oven, and the prep will be completely finished. Well, here we go, man. This is the moment of truth. I have been working so fucking hard on this thing. I don't want to use scalding hot water, because the textbook doesn't specify a temperature, or if it does, I couldn't find it. Here we go. Oh my God. Holy butt fucking shit. Oh, look, and it's red. Oh, it's reddish. Yes. Yes. Oh my God, this is great. Oh, I am so happy right now. Please, God, let that happiness be justified. Okay. Are you the orangey yellow I would expect from Platinum 4? You certainly do not appear to be so. At least not much. What we need now is for all this stuff to settle. Oh, this is so fucking awesome. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go with that. That is great. That is great. Reddish brown. That is what I like to see. Yes. And it's not going into solution. We have a brown solid here. The only thing that this can be is platinum dichloride. We have succeeded. Yes. I am so happy. I'm sorry, my neighbors are outside, or I would be doing my usual at the top of my lungs chemgasm. Gotta keep it quiet for the neighbors, Oh my God, I am so happy I could shit. This is fucking great, man. This is so wonderful. Y'all just don't know, man. I was so worried this shit was gonna fucking crash and burn. Oh, that's amazing. All right, well, we're gonna let this settle, and then we will decant off the liquid, take a look at that real quick, dry this shit, and we will be done. All right, everybody. Well, this is a little unusual. We're actually getting what for this area is a substantial snowfall. I think that we've had almost 2 inches come down at this point, and it's just continuing to fall. And the temperature is staying well below freezing. This is kind of weird. In the 6 years that I've lived here, I mean, I've heard plenty of forecasts of doom and gloom and that shit like this was coming, but it never materialized. Well, apparently this time it did. Anyway, I just thought I would share that. It's very weird. Although it's not climate change, it's just, I mean, these things, we do get snowfalls like this. They're not common occurrences, but this is hardly the first time I've seen this in the 30 years I've lived in the South. It's just they don't happen very often. Anyway, so here we go. We have our platinum dichloride that has been washed. I was able to get almost all of the liquid out. There's a little bit that's left in there. This is our wash liquid. As you can see from the orange color, there is still some hexachloroplatinic acid there that was not decomposed, but a fair bit of it clearly was. So, the textbook said that there would be residual hexachloroplatinic acid, so I'm not too, put off by that. Even if we'd managed to get it at 360 perfectly and uniformly, we probably still would have had some of that. This, of course, can be recycled or precipitated out as some kind of hexachloroplatinate, whatever tickles your fancy, I guess. But anyway, so now I am going to put this motherfucker in the oven, and we're going to dry it out, and this prep is going to be done. That's so great. I'm so happy. I cannot tell you guys how thrilled I am that this worked. So anyway, I will come back when we are ready to wrap this up. Yay! Okay, everybody, there is our final product. I dried it over boiling water. I didn't actually put it back in the oven again. It just didn't seem like it was necessary. It's a little dark, but I don't know that it's showing up really well. But in real life, it's kind of a dark reddish brown. It's not black, so I mean, I don't see how it could have decomposed. Whoa. So this is it. This is our stuff, man. That is so fucking awesome. Because this video is getting long, I am going to wrap it up, and I will just do something with this in a future video. The yield isn't very large, but hey, this was the first time I've ever done this. I was working through the technique, so, I'm sure I can make improvements just like I did with palladium dichloride as I go along. But anyway, the first time ever successfully made platinum dichloride. Oh, this is so great. This is so fucking awesome. Finally, I beat your ass, you son of a bitch. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't like it, well, you have no sense of adventure. Subscribe, comment, share the video, donate a few bucks if you found this enjoyable. Check out my channel over on Odyssey now that it is fully up and functional. And until the next one, y'all, I will see you later. Oh, this is so great. Oh, I'm so happy.